Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video, and we're a couple days removed from the very large balance patch that saw a ton of stuff get nerfed, and it's been a couple days. Things are changing a lot, but I wanted to give you guys decks to play, to try and climb with, whether it's silver, gold, platinum, diamond, or legend, in both standard and wild. And I think we have a deck from every class, at least in standard, so that's pretty cool. And as always, enjoy the content on the channel. Feel like I've earned your subscription, please hit that sub button down below. Give the video a like, as it helps the channel out a lot. Before we get into the decks, I just wanted to give you guys a quick update as well, where Play Hearthstone tweeted out that, whoops, we didn't give you guys your free packs yet. Well, you'll get them early next week, right? The rewards packs that they were supposed to, they gave us the wrong ones, they apologized, and now they're late. It's like, you already messed up once, should you be tardy on this? But whatever, apparently we'll get them early next week, but I have put them on the clock. They're on the clock, they better be worried about that. Anyways, let's go through the decks, and likely we'll do an updated version of this video in like a week, because probably things will change a good amount. But anyways, start out the gate. The meta tyrant right now looks to be Shaman. Shaman looks like the big winner of the patch. We highlighted this deck like right before the balance patch, so we saw it coming, where you have Hagatha as a really solid card to draw either like Furious Fowls, Wish Upon a Star, your Frosty Decor. You cast those with your slimes. It's really good. You have Muradin, of course, in here, giving you that fabled weapon and all that reach, which is also really solid. And the best card in standard right now, almost certainly, Elise, is just good in like every single deck. You can try and put her in and yeah, get that location, copy, rush, armor, value. Unbelievable card that I wonder if she'll be on the next balance patch, because she is just so freaking good. And yeah, it's got a mix of the nature stuff with like Static Shock, Primordial Overseer are in here as well. So a couple of the new cards mixed into kind of an older deck, with Zilliax having the twin module, perfect module, and deck I enjoy playing, and it's really good. It's a really good like mid-range deck with a little bit of mana cheat thrown in with your Parrot Sanctuary, and shutter blocking out like a Zilliax or one of those slimes can be pretty darn effective as well. Aggro DH still really good. Like it got nerfed, yeah, Battle Fiends of 1-2, but we all knew that was going to be a nudge. It would still see play. It's still seeing play. The deck is basically the same as before, where you curve out with your early game and you have late game reach as well, like acupuncture and all that good stuff. Muklon Curve Zilliax with the power module, Haywire module, and the new card in here that you could cheat out if you got a dormant minion, the Perennial Serpent, right? Which could be outright gross. And yeah, if you're going first with this deck, like 1, 2, 3, my god, you're gonna win a lot of games. And it's just a good deck that really punishes people that are still trying new stuff out. I expect the win rate will decline as time goes on the aggro decks, as they always do, but early on, yeah, it's doing really well. Discover Hunter, arguably the best deck at like high legend, doing well all around. Got one big huge addition this expansion, Ranger General Sylvanas, and you can get a bunch of her. It can just do so much gross stuff, especially when you've already played like Illyria or Verisa. It's like a win condition in itself, but you also have, of course, now Neri of the Crater, where you have even like Arcane Shot or the Amulets off Grifta, get the damage one, OTK your opponent that way. You can get Incendious value, you can cheat out a ton of stats. Really effective deck, and you really want Exarch Niall on curve to draw that card draw engine. Not the easiest deck to play in the world. I don't think I've actually played this archetype like at all, and I really should probably give it a go at some point. Maybe I'll make a video on it in the near future, but really good. And yeah, Rangari Scout giving you a ton of value, but yes, Sylvanas in there. I do not have the $60 diamond yet, but I'm getting tempted because it's amazing looking, but $60, I don't know, I'm a content creator, tax write-off, copium, right? Anyways, Logoosh Warrior, also a big winner from this patch. It was doing really well before the patch, but doesn't look like it's the best deck, right? Like it was really good against those rogue decks, and it's still a good deck. It's still, I would argue, tier 1, tier 2, but it's not like dominant like some people were a little bit worried of, where of course you have the fabled card in here, Logoosh, which can let you cheat out like Brawl or Valera or in other order, whatever you want. You got late game as well, like Great Jacorix is just a rad card, some burn with Windspeak Worm, but the strength of the deck definitely is its snowball ability, whether it be Peddler, or Stonecarver, especially with Sanguine Depths, is so insane on curve. And yeah, some decks just cannot recover that board, and you can win the game that way. We have another new card as well in here, Stadium Announcer. My last opponent that played it gave me a 1/3 weapon, and they got Frostmourne. I conceded very quickly, 20 damage weapon. That was my last game of the stream today. I'm like, you know what? I've had enough Hearthstone today. But overall, I've actually been playing more ladder than arena lately, because there's a lot of new stuff to try out, and there's a lot of, like, you're not just, at least me, not just facing Quest Warlock in Rogue every single game. Decks are definitely not nearly as popular as, like, Quest Warlock is just kind of gone. Peddler Demon Hunter also very strong right now. I like this Axe of Cenarius is bugged for signature. It's like just the art's not working at all. I don't know how that happened, but yeah, the idea of this deck is get a Spirit Peddler going and then keep getting more of them with Ferocious Fellbat and Return Policy, and just cheat infinite mana. And you can cheat out stuff like a Ziliax with a Twin Module, Perfect Module. You can cheat out a Fire Rack. It's not really 10 in this deck, that's for sure. You can cheat out a Dios and do absolutely nutty things, and it's basically a pure scam deck. And of course Elise in there, which can copy up things, and Broxigar is in there as well. Just like that weapon, just cycling the portals. Sometimes the charge minion is relevant in the late game, but overall just getting this bugged out weapon and those portals can be helpful, especially to cycle, right? You're cycling a lot. And yeah, this is another one of the top decks, and Window Shopper goes to 0. You can do some stuff. I don't know if I'll get a video on this one. I hate facing this deck like so much, but it might be fun to play, so I might give it a go. Again, I want to give you guys some more gameplay videos in the next like week or two, because there's just a bunch of stuff I haven't highlighted, haven't tried, and it's a lot of a mix of old and new. A lot of these decks, right? It's not a ton of new decks, but a lot of basically old decks with newer strategies with the newer cards in there. It's interesting to see how things have developed. I have been mostly just playing Heron DK, trying to complete my Blunt Somdi achievement. I only have a few more boons left to give, and it's a good deck. This is like a tier 2, tier 3 deck where you just want to curve early out, get your early game in there. You have Troubled Mechanic to tutor out Maladar for your big scam in this deck. Cheating out like Heron in particular. Be really solid that way. Of course, Elise getting the copy. Whelp of the Infinite's just pretty annoying in there. And even Sanguine at 5 to me hasn't felt like that big a deal. There's a couple games where I wish I could play it on 4, but the way this deck curves out, it's not a huge deal. Like Sanguine to me still feels worth it, and cheating out Giants, again, not the most top tier deck in the world, but when you curve out with that really good hand like Boone into Elise into copy, it's pretty hard to beat this deck. It has some real high roll potential and real low roll potential, so just be aware of that. Next we have the Control DK. I guess kind of, it's still more of like just a big mid-range green bomb deck where it's the same thing as before. It still runs Fire Rack at 10. You could actually cut Ceaseless and still have the Elise active, right? You have a 1 through 10, but overall it does play for the late game, so getting that Ceaseless can give you a swing. Still have Elise Twin Module, Perfect Module, but I don't believe there's a single new card in this deck, and it's still good. You can still play it if you want to play that Control DK, but definitely worse than before. And it does look like, yeah, it's still running Sanguine Infestation. Probably feels pretty similar as the other deck, where it's a bit worse, but still worth playing because you just don't have a ton of draw, and it still gives you that health and all of that. Quest Warrior, still pretty good. Not top tier or anything like that, but a ton of new cards in here to really help things out, right? Unleash the Crocodile, Precursory Strike, as well as For Glory are just really solid cards to help you stay alive, draw cards. Of course, Elise in like every single deck. You have the Wincon to Murazon. If you get that Time Warp, get that infinite damage. I still need to get that achievement because every time I'm about to do it, my opponent concedes. And we got Ziliax in here with Twin Module, Perfect Module. But yeah, just try and stay alive, clear the board, get that quest reward if it works out, and play those to try and win the game that way. And Ancient of Yore, still a worthwhile card. You don't get as much armor, so yes, this deck is worse, but it's still 6 armor. It still draws 2 cards. It still gives you some board presence at the end of the day too. And we got Rad in here to try and disrupt some of those combo decks out there that certainly are running amok. No hand like Aggro Hunter, definitely a playable deck. The win rate on it's not too bad, kind of taking the spot of like the Beast Hunter, where you have cards like Wormhole, which if you get the 7/2 Sandbog, it just go face for a ton of damage. Of course, Sylvanas is just an incredible card. We got Neri in there for late game of just trying to burn out, whether it's like your arcane shots or just buffing the stats of stuff too, right? It could work out. Multiple wound praise. And you got as well the draw engine in here with the arrow retriever, right? You dump your hand, you fill your hand with some more cards, keep going, pushing aggression, and you could get some pretty good damage in as well with the precise shot, as long as it's in the center of your hand. And if it's the only card in your hand, well, it's in the center. So not top tier, but a solid deck and very aggressive if you're looking for that style of archetype. After that, Rogue is still looking pretty good. I actually lost to someone playing like Fire Rack Rogue in top 40 Legend. I don't know if it's still good, but Combo Rogue is definitely good. It's more of an aggro variant. A lot of aggro on this list, by the way, a lot, but that makes sense after an initial patch when people are trying to figure things out. But new cards in here like Flashback, which you can cheat out with like Foxy Fraud, or of course with your prep. Deja Vu is just a crack card. I'm so sick of losing to my own cards. I'm complaining about this card so much already. Of course, we got Garona in here because sometimes you play, you know, the Kingslayers, they draw King Lane and you deal a bunch of damage. I lost to that today too, where we just did a Pyroblast to me that they eviscerate and murdered me. So you got that high roll going on, and Ziliax with the Haywire module and Power module as well, just to try to, if it sticks, it connects a bunch of damage. And this deck does seem to be pretty effective, very aggressive. Definitely not like the other Rogue decks that just cheated infinite mana. This plays more of like a tempo aggro deck and feels a lot more old school Rogue to me. Shred Warlock, another aggressive deck, doing quite well. The new archetype that has like entropic continuity, which can buff up your board, put those shreds, which self-damage you, as well as the Tachian Barrage, which deals 6 damage for 2 mana. And if the board's empty, we could play some Coyotes, which are pretty darn solid. A 2 mana 4/4. I believe there's the 4 mana 7/7, the 5 mana 10/10. Like every card in this archetype is seeing play. They're all working out. And you have Vona in here, which is actually rarely seen play, but with all the self-damage you get, if you've taken 8 damage, you get that Orobus or whatever, the 8/8 taunt, which can keep spreading onto other minions. So very aggressive. You play for that early game, try to swarm the board, get the buff and get going that way. But there's a little bit of late game validity to the deck as well. So if you're looking for a new Warlock deck, and again, you're looking for another aggro deck, there you go. Protoss Mage seems to be the best Mage deck right now. Unfortunately, I haven't seen an Arcane Mage pop off yet. There's potential though. I have seen some very low sample deck list doing okay, so if any pop up, we'll let you know. But yeah, Colossus got a bit of a buff with Dios, right? You can cheat it out and Dios will double the battle cry on it, which is pretty darn gross. You can Brewmaster and do even more damage. But yeah, Ancient of Yore did get nerfed, so again, the survivability of the deck is a little bit worse than before, but overall, I don't think there's any other new cards other than Dios in this deck. And yeah, definitely not my favorite of the bunch, but it is seeing considerable play. It's not top tier, it's just hovering around 50%. But if you're looking for a Mage deck and you like that style, give it a go. Or a Paladin took a big hit from the metal detector nerf, which this deck is still running, but you can only get the 1 coin from it now. But you can just go face with it. You don't need to trade into a minion if that helps at all. Oh, Manager as well to get that coin, and you're still just trying really hard to get the Gelbin out. Fire Axe seems to have been taking a cut, so you always draw Gelbin now on your first Ursine Maul swing, which can be pretty good. And we got like Marin and Akronos for a bit more top end game. But yeah, this deck is just all about Gelbin, and this list even has like a cardboard golem, a little bit greedier, and maybe you want to go double whelp with the infinite. I don't know, but again, only play this if you really like the Aura Paladin strat. It's not top tier by any means. At Dive into Legend, it's like around 50%. It's just there's not a lot of very good Paladin decks at the moment. And lastly, the best Druid deck I could find, the Corona Druid, still not popping. Spell Damage Druid got nerfed, and it's pretty close. It's probably the best Druid deck, but overall, we're going to recommend some Aviana Druid, which got a couple new tools in here, like Wave Shaping. to help you find that Aviana or find a nice 1-mana legendary to play, and Ebb and Flow, which can, you know, remove minions, give yourself some armor, help you stay alive, but overall, definitely not a top tier deck, one that people definitely enjoy. So you can see the meta has changed a lot. We got a mix of new and old strategies. It's very aggressive right now, I will say. Control, pretty rough at the moment. It's a lot of scam, aggro, and yeah, it's at least been different, and I've been enjoying it, at least to start out with. We'll see how it develops. In Wild, Egg Warlock is pretty good. The stats on this deck are really strong. You just want to get Umbra out there. Umbra, Egg of Kelos, you get like infinite stuff. It's really disgusting. And you have the Sacrificial Summoner that can help you get there, right? You kill off the Egg of Kelos, it could spawn the Umbra, and then you could kill off one of the eggs, and boom, I think it summons. I don't know if it does it all in one swing. I haven't tried this version, but it's one of the highest win rate decks in all of Wild, because yeah, you just get the giant minions and kill your opponent, so that could be pretty good. You could also ooze it as well to get that whole thing going, and there's like Rat for some disruption as well. Libram Paladin, always good. Gonna keep recommending it. Doesn't run any cards that got nerfed. It's just solid. Play your Star Slicer, play your mana cheat out Librams, do grow stuff. Very effective deck, has been for months and months. Same with Big Shaman. You really want to get that Muck Morpher, and you know, reincarnated if you hit like Thunderbringer. Just cheat something out big. Get that Wind Fury, buff it up, and murder your opponent. Super scammy, and it wins and loses really fast, but is always really good. Quest DH has a bit of a new look now with the new Broxigar, right? It actually is pretty good in this deck, and people have been doing well with it. The rest of the strat is the same as always. Cheat out Brutes, cheat out Wallopers, but it helps you cycle even more for that quest. And yeah, maybe you get the 12-12. Maybe you do some sporking with that, but it's basically just more draw, plus you're thinning your deck, right? The Broxigar disappears, it helps thin it even more, and you got Zeph in there for a little bit of late game. We've drawn your whole deck by like turn 5 or whatever, right? So that's working out, and I don't know what the hell this deck is. This got rank 1 legend in China. I looked at the stats, they're positive, they're doing well. I tried it, it seemed terrible, but I'll recommend it. If you got the cards, you want to play some Garona, Reno, Zeph, Rogue, right? Like that's what it's about, where you have like or the Swift Scale Trickster, which can let you get a Shala out or corrupted if you play like a 1-drop with it, and then just stick the pirates and kill your opponent with like buffs and Cold Blood and all that, or Zeph Wind Fury. I don't know. I gotta try this a bit more because I just don't get how it's supposed to work, but I thought I'd throw that in there as something. If you got the cards, maybe this is something up your alley, because it is pretty darn silly. Anyways, that's the deck so far. Again, probably in like a week or so, we'll do an updated deck video. And again, I'll try and hook you guys up with some gameplay videos over the next few days, because I have been playing both Standard and Wild. I've been enjoying it, and it's been a successful patch, at least in my opinion, to change things up. Is it better or worse? There's a lot of aggro, but you know, at least you could try and target it if you can. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day, and stay salty, my friends.